Oh no, Deku, that's it. This is part 6 for What If Naruto Has Forgotten Sharingan. Let's get into it. Also, guys, thank you for all your support. I actually now got 500 subscribers. I actually never thought I'd get this far, so thank you guys so much. We've had a rough month, but I think we can get to 1,000 before 18th or before I say May. Before May, we can easily get 1,000. So you guys just keep going on the way you are, and I'll keep uploading the vids you want. So let's come on the story. So the last part, they just did the bell test for Kakashi, and Naruto wants to do a high mission. So it's just cut to the Hokage office. In the Hokage office, now the Hokage gives Naruto a C rank mission with the Team 7 C rank because he knows Naruto's strong, but he just wants to be sure because if anyone found out that Naruto can use all this, he'd obviously be hunted for or try to be persuaded to leave the leaf because that's the leaf's obvious most powerful weapon. There's no way that no weapon can match up Naruto. So let's come into it. So Naruto, the cousin of the bridge builder, what comes in? He says that these little shrimps, especially that blonde one, because he kind of technically still the smallest one in the room. But Naruto activates his 3-to-1 Sharingan gun and stares directly into his eyes. But then the Hokage says, Naruto, stop. But he says that Shorty's the most strongest in the whole village, so you better be proud. He says, huh? Oh, is this a joke? Kakashi says, no, he beat me and I'm a Jonin. And he says, are you serious? What's a Jonin? He says, oh yeah, you're not a ninja. See, there's Jonin, the strongest, top, and there's Chunin, middle, and then there's Genin. Genin's who when you start off with. And he's a Genin and I'm a Chunin. I'm a Jonin. You get it? He beat me. I'm top. I'm the top of Jonin. Then he just gulps, doesn't it? Then let's just skip to when they're leaving the village. They're not on the pathway. Naruto sees a puddle and says, that is such a trick. Then he says, Kakashi, wait up. Everyone just looks at Naruto. He just looks at the puddle and just tries to manipulate it. But nothing. He says, okay, that's not water. He says, what do you mean it's not water? That's a substitution. That's a, what's it called again? I don't know what it's called, but it's something that you're the substitute. What do you mean? The copy jutsu? Is it? Yeah, that's it. The Koshi says, yeah, I noticed that, but nothing's happening. Now it says, I can bend earth and water. The water part from the first part, he actually learned that in the weeks in the D rank. He says, it's obvious. If it was water, I could control it. That, and plus it hasn't rained for days. Sasuke says, yeah. Then, it says, just hold up. He makes a massive earth hand, grabbing the water. 2 ninjas pop out of it, and it grabs them. They're like trying to get out, but Naruto says, I recommend you don't try that. It's like quicksand, you see. The more you move, the more the hands will pull you underground. The hands start to sink, then they stop moving. It stops. Naruto says, now you want to give us some information. Why are you here? Then he says, I'm sorry, okay. We got hired to kill that bridge builder. Naruto looks over at Totsuno. Is this true, Totsuno? This is meant to be a C rank. He says, he explains it. Then Naruto says, oh, great. Then he says, we told you, can you please let us go? Naruto says, yeah, sure. He makes a massive slingshot. They're like, wait, what? Then he makes he grabs water from surrounding, bends it, make like a string, ties them up in water, and launches them to, he launches them to the Leaf Village. There's this cut to the Hokage office. Hokage's just eating his food, his breakfast, just writing his notes down. And then, kaboom. His wall and his ceiling gets shattered, seeing 2 ninja unconscious. And there's a note on them. Hey Gramps, it's Naruto here. Just so you know, I may or may not have beat some Chunin and you may have to arrest them. They're the Demon Brothers. Bye, he says. He's got angry face. Naruto! Because, like, he just came from the ceiling. That's funny. So, uh, I need to stop commenting. Let's get the story again. So, let's cut to it. They're at, the, well, lake. I'm on the boat. And there's Naruto's just sitting down, trying to see what is, to try to manipulate the water, make it go faster. Sakura's just next to Toshi in our garden, and Sasuke's just looking at the front of Kakashi. And Naruto senses something. Because Naruto says, actually, no, I say, Naruto puts shadow clones around, and he's just searching. He senses one of them has got destroyed. He says, Kakashi. He says, yes, Naruto? I sense something. He says, what do you sense, Naruto? Two people is coming in my direction. One's high, one's directly in front of us. Then a massive sword comes along into the tree. Then there's always the mist jumps on it. He says, you're one sensitive type, then kid, I give you that. Then Kakashi's just out of shock, and Zorba just jumps down in the water dragon jutsu, blasting it towards Kakashi. And yes, I'm doing some up my own moves right now. I'm changing it up a little bit. Because everyone just says it all goes the same, so I'm changing it up a little bit. Zorba just jumps down with the blade, jumps onto the boat, cut it in half. With a clean slice. And I say Naruto is going to cut Zorba's Sakura. Naruto pushed her out the way and it cut his arm off. Naruto just screams in pain and Sakura is just horrified. Kakashi says, damn it! He jumps off, he grabs his students and client, I can't remember his name, I just said it, and he takes him to shore. Naruto, also he grabs his arm. Naruto just starts screaming in pain. Sasuke says, damn it! Sasuke rips his t-shirt, part of his t-shirt off and starts to run Naruto's wound. His arm, cut off arm. Sakure's just in utter fear. She can't even move. Because she just saw Naruto's hand, arm completely cut off. Let's cut to the fight with Kakashi. Kakashi's just copying Zoba's moves, and he's doing water dragon after water dragon. And now he does shadow clones. Well, he does water clones. Kakashi does water clones. And there's like a massive duke out. Zoba's just clones using the executioner blade to cut and just hit Kakashi in the legs and arms. But there are shadow water clones, and then Kakashi pops out from the bottom, grabbing Zobaza, but then it just goes water. Then Zobaza comes up, and he hits Kakashi with the blunt side of the sword, sending him flying, knocked one unconscious. This leaves up to Sasuke, Naruto, or Sakura. Sakura, whatever you meant to say, she's not going to do much. And Naruto, in his mind, he blacks out. So he's in his mind right now. The 86 pass says, oh, Naruto, I can't believe you did that. He says, what? You let your arm get cut off? He says, yes, so? It takes a lot of chocolate, you don't, to regen that arm. Wait, you can regen it? Of course you can. It's one of the abilities. It's one of literally the main abilities. You can bring people back to them alive if you train it enough. He says, are you serious? He says, yes, it is. Let me just explain. You see these big circles in the eyes, guys? The top one is the healing, the bottom left is the water, and the bottom right is earth. And there's actually another one, but you guys don't get to see that one yet. So, there are the three abilities there. So, the Naruto wakes up. The sage isn't telling him what to do. He grabs his arm. Sasuke's like, what? He rips the makeshift bandage. He says, wait, what you doing, Naruto? His arm starts peeling up blood even more again. Then Naruto just puts his arm and it starts to just attach into his arm again. Sasuke's like really freaked out, saying, "What? What?" And then he says, "I'm good." But then he sees his Kakashi unconscious, bleeding, with cuts all over his body. Then Naruto says, "Oh, damn it." Naruto activates his free Tomoe sharingan and he charges towards Zabuza, running in the water. Zabuza says, "Huh? How's your arm?" Then, after him was even for him saying that, he threw a kunai at Zabuza. Zabuza blocked it, but then Naruto just vanished. Naruto says, "Here's some advice. Never let someone fast out of your vision. Rookie, dumb mistake." He grabs Zabuza by the leg and starts throwing him around. He throws him into a tree, breaking it in half. The Naruto just jumps up again and does handstands. It's actually, guess what it is? You guys can't guess, but it's a jutsu that I made up. I call it Fire Wind Cyclone. The Naruto is just blown up into the end. A bunch of wind chakras just starts to form around him. Naruto is just breathing, so fire's coming out as well. It's practically a fire tornado charging towards Zabuza. And he's kind of had, let's just say, a bad leg, so he can't run. So he's always just saying, "I am screwed." Then Haku comes down, grabbing Zabuza and booking it. Naruto teleports back to the group, and they see Naruto. I say Naruto jumps out of the fire tornado and he launches it towards Zabuza and Haku. And the masked person, and it kind of hits, and just to say, it melts the executioner blade. Like, the reason Zabuza's alive is because he threw the blade in front of him. Like, he's got, like, second-degree burns. Like, he's that bad. And the sword just practically out. The only thing is, like, left is the handle. The burnt handle. And Zabuza had to drop it because it's too hot and then they had to retreat. So Naruto just jumps down looking for them, but he sees they're gone. But he realises there's a handle. He says, "Wait, this is Zabuza's sword." He grabs it, but then Sage 6 Pass says, "It's one useful sword. You could use it a lot for training." He says, "Naruto, I'm going to give you a favour." He says, "What do you mean?" "Here's another ability of yours. You're only able to use this once, though. I'm not once per year, because it takes a lot of energy. If you train your chakra enough, you might be able to use it on a couple times, but still. It's called Mend It. Well, mend." He says, "What do you mean, mend? It can fix practically anything." He says, "Actually, no, guys, no." He says, "You just use your heal ability." "My heal ability? It doesn't just heal you, it heals your weapons, armor, anything." Naruto puts his hand on the blade and he starts to heal. Then it just keeps reforming. And then it just starts back to normal, growing back, just straight back, normal. Naruto picks it up and he says, "This is kind of heavy." He puts his chakra into his wrists, not knowing what he's doing, Tsunade's technique, and it's like a light as a feather. Naruto puts it on his back and he runs towards Kakashi. And runs back over to the group. He says, "Hey, you guys okay?" He says, "Yeah, I am. But I'm not sure Sakura is. She's still frozen in fear." And of course, she's unconscious. No, he's just unconscious, bit of blood loss. Naruto puts his hands over his head and his hand starts to glow red, and Naruto's eye starts to turn to this one, and the top of it is actually just glowing gold. Like, not actually, yeah, the top's just gone white, like the top of the circle, and it's just starting to heal. That means like it's in use, and of course she's just completely back to health. His chakra's filled up completely. He's all good. He wakes up. Koshi says, "What happened?" Naruto says, "Long story short, I beat Zabuza, I got his sword, and I just healed you. So let's go. You missed a bit of time." Because he's like, "What?" Koshi says, "I'll tell you in a way." He explains from his point of view, Naruto made a massive fire tornado, practically blowing Zabuza away. Now he's got his sword, and Sakura's still frozen. He says, "Wait, she still is?" "Well, I won't blame her. She's not tough as us now, though." He says, I guess so. So then Naruto says, well, how long do we have? Doesn't know. He says a couple of minutes. Then this just got to at the dinner table. The kid's just whining on whining. But Naruto says the same thing, but his eyes have gone to this form. The exact same form. But then the kid says, but then Naruto just runs off because he has to go train afterwards. But then then Sasuke just says, he's gone through a lot as well, you know. He says, what do you mean? He's practically had his whole clan's been destroyed. So is mine. He had no parents, he had nothing. So you don't have to whine like a little crybaby because you lost your father. Sure, he's your father, but there's a lot of people who have it a lot worse than you. So don't try and center anything around yourself. And Sasuke runs after Naruto. But then Kakashi stops him because he doesn't have to take a nap. He's all good. That's Naruto. So now Kakashi holds Sasuke and says, let him go. He needs to cool off. Naruto's just in the forest, taking a nap because he's just tired. And he's in the mind of the Sage past brother. And then he says, Sage, I don't know what I've got to do. What do you mean, Naruto? Like, how do I get stronger? How do I evolve the eye? He says, Naruto, you've only had the eye for a couple of years. You can't just expect it just to evolve. He says, what do you mean it won't evolve? It will on its own accord. You're forgetting, Naruto, it's still the sharingan. You need to go through an emotional trance. Or train. You haven't trained that much recently, that's probably why. You're forgetting, you haven't used you don't use anything in a fight. There's no need for it because your eye is perfectly fine on its own. Then Naruto says, oh. So if you just use your eye more, it should work. Naruto says, but I use it all the time. Then you've got to use it even more. Naruto says, okay, Sage. And he says, you better wake up. Someone's approaching you. Naruto gets out of his mind scape and acts asleep. But he sees, because he's got his eyes allow him to look out of his body. It's like astro form. He can't move when you think there, but he can just see a little bit out of his body. With his eyes closed. So it's not like the strange thing that when you can push your soul out of his body. It's kind of like that, but he only use it like a little bit, but he just gets sent back or forced back. And only just like a small distance. So Naruto just looks out his body, and he sees it's a weird looking girl. And Naruto is about to wake up and she just disappears. Naruto says, man, that's weird. Oh well. Let's cut to the bridge, guys. At the bridge, and yes, it was always it's a lot weaker. Still got the second degree burns because he just wants to get this job done with. Because he's actually gonna take a break for a while before he's actually gonna do it again, or killing more people. Like he's gonna take like a year off or two, because he's realizing he is weak compared to a kid. Sure, I can beat most ninjas, but this kid whooped my arse. Talked bad language, but he did. And he said, what even jutsu was that? He said, wind, fire, cyclone. I've never heard of that jutsu. Man. I'm getting too old for this, so as it says in his mind, at the bridge. And I say Naruto still saves him. Gets his nin. Yeah. So Naruto is at the bridge. He sees Sasuke's in the ice mirrors. So Naruto just jumps in and blocks kunai coming from Hoku. Because Naruto's still on the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and this one, guys, he could probably do it fairly well, way better, but he ain't gonna block them. No way. His eye's not in this form, it's in the 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Sasuke's in the 2 Tomoe. So this was, guys. Sasuke jumps in front of Naruto. Naruto forgetting that he actually has his ability. It won't work right now because he's been trying to do it, but it won't. So he just sees now Sasuke drop to the floor, and Naruto's eyes transform into this. Then all of them light up at the same time, including the big black squares. His eyes start to go white and red. No, they start to glow, and a massive cage starts to form around Naruto. A rib cage, arms, a spine starting to form, a neck, a whole body, and this is like not like I don't know, like the arm and rib. This is the whole Susanoo. The bridge is starting to collapse from such of all the weight of the Susanoo. Half the bridge is in the water already, and Naruto's grown to 60 feet. Or 60 meters, and his Susanoo is so big, he's above the clouds. Actually, no, he's just under the clouds, and Naruto's fists start growing spikes on them. He starts growing wings. His Susanoo starts to evolve. His katanas come out of his back. They're like blades from like Ichigo's blade, like before he goes in that Bonkai, but they're like red and black. Naruto is losing all control because the Kyuubi's chakra was actually on Naruto this time. Because Naruto's like letting this all out because he just saw his brother die. His big brother. He already seen Tochi, so Naruto just got even bigger since the village. Haku just crapped his pants. Sorry for the bad word. I was going to say the other one, but I better probably get demonetized. Zoba's just his jaw off, or jaw down. Kakoshi's also jaw down. Let's just say the whole bridge is just down. People from screw it. I say people from all the other surrounding villages see Naruto. The Leaf sees Naruto. He's that big. In the distance, they see a massive Susanoo. Naruto's hand clenches his fist, and it charges towards Haku. Next to Zabuza. Zabuza says, "Nope." He says, "Oh no." He remember, guys, he doesn't have his sword, does he? Actually, no. You know what? Naruto Susanoo, yeah, it has the executioner blade, a massive executioner blade. Zabuza says, "Oh, this can't be good." It starts falling towards Zabuza. Well, let's just say falling. I mean, it's going as it's like a massive hammer, and it's coming directly for him. So he just gets out of there. But Naruto won't let that happen. He grabs him with his big hand, utterly destroying the bridge, what's left of it. Then he's literally squishing Haku and Zabuza in his hand. And Haku tried to save Zabuza, that's why he's in the hand. He gets squished. Naruto's just screaming in rage. And you know what? Sage is actually trying to hold Naruto down, but it's too much, even for him. Well, not too much, but he's kind of like sealed. Like, weak to seal means more Sage gets his powers back. Well, more of it. And it's kind of still a little tight. He's holding Naruto down, back, but it's still taking a little effort. So Naruto is just, like, he stopped the Kyuubi chakra. He stopped it, so the spikes in his hands had gone away. But the Susanoo is just staying up for a little bit longer. He's just trying to close it, but the chakra necklace, but it's not really working right now. So now he's got his massive sword, and he sees the Boto gang. Well, I can't remember his name. He sees people, and he gets the sword, and he smashes them into the ocean. I mean, I'm not like he hits them all with a blunt. He cuts them off. Like, he breaks the bridge, makes them all drown to death, practically. He breaks the submarine, he goes on a rampage. Like, no one can practically stop him right now. It would take a tailed beast to stop Naruto right now. It has to be like a tailed beast past the 3 tails to stop him. He's that strong. Then the Sage finally stops Naruto, and he just collapses. Sakura just runs over, horrified what happened to Naruto. He's bleeding, he's got so many wounds, but Sasuke's actually alive, and that's why Naruto stopped doing the Susanoo. He saw Sasuke was alive, but say that he helped stop, made it look even better, so he went faster. So this is check your leaf, and this is say the leaf got a pretty hefty fine from the village because they did break the bridge. It's still the Naruto Great Bridge, but they are still grateful to Naruto. They're just a little worried about Naruto because he went to that beast, you could say, or they don't know what Susanoo is, so they call it like a monster or something. I don't know. But let's cut back to the leaf. Now he wakes up in the hospital and he sees a man with white hair next to him. He says, Kakashi? He says, yes, Naruto, I'm here. Don't worry. I bet you guys are thinking someone else, but it's still a little too early for that one. He says, I'm here, Naruto, don't worry. He says, what happened? Well, let's just say, you used your Susanoo. Naruto says, oh. He looks over, seeing the executioner blade next to him. He says, I got this still at least. Naruto picks it up and it feels a little heavier. Naruto tries using his chakra, but it won't work. Naruto says, why can't I use my chakra? Then Koshi says, well, you kind of did use a massive Susanoo, 60 meters, and you're utterly drained. The only reason you were alive is because you somehow generated so much chakra. Your body had reserves, luckily. If it didn't, you would have died of chakra drain. Naruto says, oh, okay. Well, then he gives Naruto a slip. He says, what's this? The tuning exams. Do you think you're going to be good enough for it? He says, in a week you got it. He says, oh, chump, I can? Naruto, you've been asleep for at least 2 weeks. The chakra should be at least halfway back to normal. If not, that should still be enough. It's your choice. Naruto says, yes. Then he hands that to Koshi and Koshi leaves. So in a couple more days, the Naruto says, okay, bye Kakashi. And this is the end of part 6, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.